Hello everyone and good afternoon. Hope things are well, hope you are enjoying your day. And speaking of today, it is a gorgeous Sunday out here in the northeast, and since you guys enjoy seeing the animals so much in the background, I thought why not, let's go to the zoo today so you can see plenty of animals while we are talking about Newcastle United and talking about a lot of transfer news and just a lot of news in general. So I'll give you a couple of new flashes before we start to get into anything. Jordan Pickford has actually came out and praised Newcastle United ahead of tomorrow's match against Bosnia at St James's Park. On top of that, once again, twice in the space of 24 hours, Chelsea has came in and they have hijacked another one of our transfer targets, this time being Georgie Mamadeshi, the Valencia goalkeeper, a highly rated goalkeeper at Newcastle we're going in for. It's now believed that Chelsea want him. So straight away, a team that just doesn't seem to bloody go away have just came back in again just to try and ruin our day. So we'll talk about that in a bit. I know a lot of you have been asking about my health, and if you've been observing enough, you can see that I've actually been able to do a race today. So it's the first time in 2 weeks I've been able to do any form of exercise, so felt good. I was actually on course to do my 10k run in quite a decent time. I was going to do it in around 50 minutes or so, and the last k I basically had to walk it because my head's still a bit better from concussion, so I'm not quite 100%, but I was well enough to do a 10k, so I'm getting back to normality now. And I just want to say thank you so much to anyone that was either there today or just within the last week or so. You see me out and about, the amount of people who kind of came up and just asked me how I've been doing. It's massively appreciated, so thank you so much. And yeah, I just want to update you, I'm doing a lot better now. I've started exercise again. I'm hoping that next few days I should be 100%, so that's what the update is on that. But anyway, if you guys are new around here and you enjoy the content, get down here, hit the subscribe button. Of course, England versus Bosnia tomorrow at St James's Park. There will be a vlog from both of the England games on Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. Smash the like button if you're enjoying this video as well. And I think the best way to start this off is to talk about the England match tomorrow at St James's Park, because there's quite a bit going on. Now, the unfortunate first bit of news being that Anthony Gordon is expected to be out for the game. It's been reported by Craig Hope that the player is still injured from the Manchester United match. Feels well enough where he's able to be in the Euro squad, where he's able to compete in the major tournament, but as a precaution he's expected to be either completely out tomorrow or just out maybe limited time, so potentially a 10-minute cameo or so, but he's not expected to play, which is unfortunate, but you'd much rather have him for the actual tournament itself. So I don't mind if he's not at St James's Park. Listen, we've seen him enough times at St James's Park. We know this guy does the work, we know how good he is, and it has to be that way, so be it. Let's make sure he's 100% for the Euros. And speaking of that St James's Park match, I was so surprised at Jordan Pickford's comments now. Basically, the players done a bit of media for the national team where essentially they got asked, what's your favourite ground to go to, what's got the best atmosphere? And Jordan Pickford, he could have said any stadium, he used to say the highlight St James's Park, which I thought was quite strange. Now, obviously, Sunderland background, Sunderland fan. It came out straight away and went that the atmosphere at St James's Park, yes, I get heckled, but the atmosphere is brilliant. He just bigged up Newcastle quite a bit now. Obviously, I wanted to mention the point now that the fact that he's playing at St James's Park tomorrow, he's probably done that on purpose just to try and make sure the fans don't heckle him, but it doesn't matter what you do. He's always going to get heckled at St James's Park. I think he has to understand that, and I think he probably knows that himself as well. But still, if I was in his position, I probably wouldn't have done that. Like, imagine me now coming out and just saying how much I love the stadium and like how much I rate the Sunderland fans. You wouldn't do that, would you? I don't know. I was quite surprised at his comments. It was quite lovely, like, thank you, Jordan, but I wasn't expecting him to do that, and he probably didn't have to do that anyway, because he's still going to get slaughtered tomorrow at St James's Park, so he has to understand it's probably going to happen regardless. It's going to be a bit of a tough one for him, but to be fair, it's Bosnia, with all due respect. He should have a fairly comfortable game against Bosnia. There shouldn't be anything to worry about, so his point of view, it doesn't matter. I think we should smash Bosnia regardless, and I'm expecting our back line to be able to do the job against them, so it's a strange comment. It was a strange comment, but it has happened. And speaking to Anthony Gordon from before, actually, he's made some comments again that has actually rattled quite a few of the Everton fans. So he's basically just bigging up about how much he loves Anfield now. Straight away, this guy's doing it on purpose. He's done it so many times now. I can understand probably both sides of it. If I was an Everton fan and I see all of these Anthony Gordon comments, I would hate it. I would hate it as well. I would be quite angry about it. But to be fair, in Gordon's point of view, he's a young lad. He got slaughtered out of the door. Everton fans were coming up, they were chasing these cars, they were abusing him at the training ground. It was quite a toxic and nasty environment for him, so I can understand why Gordon kind of wants to bite back at him. But it's one of those ones where I can see both sides of the story, and I can agree with both sides as well. So it is what it is. I don't mind. Obviously, all I care about is that this guy scores an assist for us, and he's done that last season. So he's entitled to do what he wants, in my opinion. Obviously, he still feels a bit of anger towards Everton. So it's just one of them ones that I just don't think it's gonna heal up anytime soon. Let's talk about Chelsea Football Club. I am sick to the bloody backbone of this team now. They knocked us out of the Carabao Cup. We made a horrendous mistake in the 94th minute. They scored. They then beat us on pens. They've knocked us out of European football. They've been able to somehow have an incredible second half of the season. They've kicked Newcastle into 7th, which is then unfortunately bounced on a Manchester United FA Cup final, kicking us out of Europe. On top of that, they've already took the centre half from us yesterday, and I'm on top of that again today. They're coming back in again. They're not even done yet. I want Georgie Mohamedeshi now. They're just taking all of Newcastle's transfer targets, and it looks like it's another one that's going to slip away from us, which is frustrating. But at the same time, I think fans, I see it on social media, and I see it in my comment section yesterday, obviously people were quite annoyed that we weren't able to land in the Fulham centre half. But in all honesty, if it's a case where, especially with a free agent, you already played for Fulham, so he's not going to move house. Chelsea's offering him a bigger contract. Newcastle, don't do it. Don't fall into the trap where we're dumping stupid wages on players, or we overspending for players because we want to beat the competition, want to beat Chelsea and get these players in. Don't fall into that trap, because if it's a case where you overspend £5-10 million in one player, then every single club knows that you're able to be basically push to the limit, and then our teams will then start overspending and try and get Newcastle to spend more money. So just don't fall in that trap. It can be frustrating at times, as I said before. Although Conference League's not much of an upgrade on no European football, it still is a factor. Chelsea still is obviously a team that 3 seasons ago won a Champions League. They've got players like Cole Palmer that pay for them. They've got quite a good team, Chelsea. Although Newcastle have a good team as well, you could argue our team maybe even better than Chelsea's. The truth is, you're still going to pick Chelsea over Newcastle if you get given A, more money, and B, the promise of first team football, the promise of playing European football. Newcastle at the minute don't have those promises, and it's a bit of a tricky situation, because when you want to land your top targets, it's unsure. And Mohamedesh is aware of Valencia, because would he come as a number 1 or a number 2? Because again, Nick Pope's our current number 1. However, he had a dislocated shoulder from last season, which puts a bit of a question mark over his head. What's the future of this guy now? Can he still do it as our number 1? So when it's a goalkeeper, you haven't got much of a certainty of where you're going to be playing in Newcastle and how many games you're going to be getting. Chelsea straight away, knock on the door. It's a bit of a no-brainer, and it's frustrating. Yes, I would love to come out in the video and say that we're beating Chelsea to get this sign, and we're beating Manchester United to get this sign, but the reality is, Newcastle are only going to make moves and deals where A, the player is buzzing and wants to join Newcastle, and B, when we aren't overspending and when we aren't paying stupid money, Newcastle will play it smart. It can be frustrating at times. You've got to remember, the transfer window opens in 2 weeks. The thing hasn't even opened yet. Never mind, it's nearly concluded. This window hasn't even opened. We've got months to get these signings in. We've got months to plan, to strategise and to sort out our players. We've already got one with Lloyd Kelly. It's just about sorting out exactly who we want to go on for, what targets we want to get. And it's the same any football team, you're never ever going to get all the targets. We are going to miss out on players. That's true. And if it's a case where, once again, Chelsea are going to snatch an our player off us, let them do that. Let them overspend wages. Let them spend more money than they need to do. Because Newcastle, play it safe, play it smart, and we'll get the players we want in. We've been able to get top-level players in already, and we'll be able to do that again. We've got Bruno, Trippier, you like to your Saxon without European football. We've done that before we got into the Champions League. We can attract top players to this club without needing European football. It is possible, and we can do it. If a player wants to play for us, then they'll join. It's that simple. And that's exactly what you want. You much rather want a player who's going to join a mercenary or someone that's going to stick around for a season or two. And once a team like a Chelsea or Man City comes in for them, they jump out the door straight away. You don't want those sort of players. And Newcastle, we play it safe, play it smart. We'll get the deals when they get done. So as frustrating as it may be for some of you guys, it's not the end of the world. Understand that 2 weeks time the window opens. It hasn't even opened yet. In terms of this video, my message for all of you watching now is to not get angry, not to get frustrated, not to assume that Newcastle aren't going to sign players. As I mentioned, the window hasn't even opened yet. We've quite literally got 3 months until the window ends at the start of September, so there is plenty of time for Newcastle to properly think about it. We've got to remember as well, we don't even have a director of football, so because Dan Ashworth's decided to do off, basically Amanda Murder has to do all the work themselves, so we do have to operate differently, and it is going to not help us in that sense, but we'll still get players in, we'll still get what we need to get in before we can be ready for next season. And then Newcastle haven't got the excuse of European football, so they've got to just go for it in the Premier League. I want to finish this video off by just saying well done to former Newcastle United player Joselu on winning the Champions League. Honestly, imagine being in a coma and waking up this year, you find out Joselu's just won the Champions League and him and Isaiah Perez in the national team for the Euros. You just found out Paul Dummett's been a part of a Champions League squad, and Andy Carroll last season was kicking the ball around in the French second league. You couldn't believe it, could you? It's just hilarious and just mad to see how things are now. But honestly, it's just a show that things can change in a flash. Joselu, when he played for Newcastle, you wouldn't rate him at all. This was a Stoke City 4-try striker and someone that was bad, not good at all. And this guy's reached his prime at 32, got into the Spanish national team for the first time in his career at the age of 34. So it's ridiculous how this guy's been able to become so good at such a late stage in his career. It's just a show that in the space of 2-3 years, and you've seen it with Newcastle as well, things can change and things will all of a sudden go from year to year. So even though it's not guaranteed, I don't think money can guarantee success. It can definitely help a team, but you still got to, at the end of the day, do the work, make sure that Newcastle are productive, make sure that our players are performing to the levels that they should be performing at, and making sure that Eddie Howe is obviously doing his job, which currently is. So we've got to back them all. They've got to do the work, but we've got the resources there now. Financially, the resources are there. It's just about Newcastle being able to pick up those pieces and to build a castle with those pieces, which is what they are trying to do. And it's been good so far. Obviously, I know fans kind of walked away at the end of the season feeling like we should have had European football. We probably should have went a little bit further on the domestic cups. Our high points last season were amazing as well. So it's just about Newcastle being able to get it done, get the players in, make sure that we are backed next season, and whatever happens, then if things go wrong again, then you know at that point maybe something has to change. But for now, it's just make sure Eddie Howe and the players have got everything they need going to next season, and it's their job to get everything sorted. We've got to be pushing for Champions League football next season. If we're not getting top 5 without European football, that's going to be concerning. I feel like, my personal opinion, some of you guys may feel differently, but for me it has to be at least top 5, if not pushing into the Champions League. There's no excuses. So next season I'm buzzing for, I'm optimistic, and I feel like we can get it done. But this window is huge. We've unfortunately suffered somewhat from our last summer window. Tonali banned, and we had a Harvey Barnes whole injury that kept him out at least half this season. It's took Livermento and Hull a bit of time to get in, but both of those have been exceptional. It's just about, from minute 1, getting our signings in that are going to do the job straight away, and making sure when the likes of Tonali are now back, these players are going to be ready to go, and we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a great season ahead, but a long way to go, a long summer to go, and we're going to have a great time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. In terms of the zoo, it is Northumberland Zoo, by the way. Now, what I'm showing in this video doesn't really reflect the zoo, due to the fact, obviously, how busy it is. I kind of went to quite secluded locations of the zoo, so if you guys want to come in, there are loads of animals here. Like, it's definitely recommended. It's about half an hour drive up from Newcastle City Centre, so just past Morpeth, if you want to come here, there's a lot of good animals. I mean, you've got snow leopards and stuff like that here, so it's mental. So make sure you get yourselves down if you get a chance to do so. Enjoying this day. I'm going to enjoy a few more hours here, actually. So enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I appreciate your watching.